I was born and raised in Cicero, Illinois, until I was 10 years old. My mother and father were great people. My whole philosophy come from my dad, and he's hardworking, an Italian immigrant who came over a boat and didn't know a single soul here.
I believe Dad learned storytelling, entertaining from my grandfather, Alex. He told stories that were so fascinating. I believe Dad followed in those footsteps.
Sports was a big part of his life, and he ended up going to Miami after elementary school, where he played at Miami Jackson.
Pepsi-Cola, for the second time, takes pleasure in saluting Lee Corso. Lee plays quarterback on the first team, is a basketball and baseball player. Congratulations to Lee Corso.
Coach Tom Nugent was a new coach at Florida State, and he came down and talked to me. He said, "You come with me, and I will give you every opportunity to be a coach after you play."
This is where it all started.
Yeah, right here.
When you think of this era, what do you remember most?
Sunshine Scooter.
Absolutely.
Right.
How did that name come about, by the way?
I used to run.
You were quick?
Yeah, quick. I was so quick. I could change directions.
Yeah.
And I was like a scooter.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Burt Reynolds and you played together. I know you and I have reminisced. You've told me some awesome stories.
I want you guys to get this on camera now. Watch this guy catch the ball. He can really catch it. Ah, jeez! Trying to make me look bad. How about that?
Burt Reynolds, I think of all the movies. Smokey and the Bandit, Hooper, Cannonball Run. Burt Reynolds is like massive Hollywood star. And this guy's buddies with him.
Burt Reynolds was my roommate. With his looks and my car, we killed him in Tallahassee.
Lee always had great affection for those times, and Burt Reynolds had tremendous affection for Lee Corso.
People say to me, who's the funniest guy you ever met? And I say, the man who made me laugh the most was a guy named Lee Corso.
Thank you.
And I love you.
You're my
very
good
much.
man.
I know you're a great defensive back.
I held the record for pass interceptions until one guy tied me, Deion Sanders.
Slack, picked off by prime time.
But there's what Deion Sanders tied my record in 3 years. I did 9-4.
All right, and then we get into coaching.
Yeah, wow.
Lee made an impact as an assistant coach at Maryland that not enough people recognize or understand. He recruited Darryl Hill, who was the first African-American football player in the ACC. And that's a tremendous step towards integrating a conference that wasn't at that point in history.
I was the first to receive a scholarship to play any Division I school below the Mason-Dixon line. Corso shows up and says, look, we at Maryland have decided that we're not going to abide by this rule any longer. I said, well, wait a minute, Coach. I'm not trying to be Jackie Robinson.
I said, Darryl, it's a challenge to you. Can you meet the challenge? I think you can, but you have to make the decision.
Well, of course, that was the right thing to tell me. So I signed, and the rest is history.
Lee taking a chance, recruiting him, says a lot about Lee's ability to instill trust in people and convince them to take courageous leaps.
One of the stops was Annapolis at
That's
Navy.
right. I won that in a bet. I bet the Army coach that we'd beat him.
I love that.
On Saturday morning, Army Navy game, I wear that.
Army roll.
Army roll.
Yeah. From your top.
1, 2, 3.
It's not the first place you think of, maybe, the military discipline structure of a naval academy, along with the Lee Corso persona.
Now you look You know why don't you, Max? Why? Yeah, there might be another cat over there with the other colored jersey and you want to throw it away.
He poured himself into that job. He absolutely loved coaching and helping mold those players at Navy.
Now, when I go out to that practice field, or any of us, we look forward every day of seeing that man and seeing him progress as a man and progress as a football player.
Football was important, but not as important as a country, and I loved it.
Hey! Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny! All right, that's where to go.
This is a program from Louisville. That was your first head coaching job.
I got the job. I went to Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh.
And I met a linebacker, Tom Jackson.
Tommy.
And I talked to Tom, and he said to me, tell me about the school. I said, I tell you the truth, I haven't been there yet.
I thought that kind of honesty was so unusual for anyone to actually say to a recruit. I took that as a tremendous character trait that he had, and that was about being honest. And it meant an awful lot to me. We went 28-11-3 during my time there playing varsity ball, but Lee had a way of getting us excited without necessarily saying you should be excited.
This week, we got Nebraska, a great football team, a great football team in the Big 8. Again, it's the Big 10 against the Big 8. There's one thing.
Indiana had very little football tradition. He was the perfect guy for one of the most difficult, nearly impossible jobs in the Big 10 in that era.
What an opportunity. I think you're going to be ready to play a game. There's no question in my mind. We come to win. No question about it. Okay, let's go.
I've got to tell you, as a player and his team at Indiana, it didn't matter what our record was and what the record of the team coming in. When we went out on Saturday morning, we thought we had a real shot. And in some cases, we did. We had some good teams.
He's taken this Indiana Hoosier ball club to 2 straight First Division wins in the Big Ten Conference.
There was a bowl called the Holiday Bowl. And in 1979, we went to San Diego. And I'll never forget, team plane lands, Dad pulls the team together. He says, guys, Indiana's only been to 1 bowl in 75 years of football. Got 3 rules while you're here in San Diego. First rule, no curfew. Yeah, no curfew. Second rule, don't do anything to embarrass yourself. And then third, make sure you change your shirt in the morning so it's not so obvious you've been out all night. And all week, we had a ball, and when we came out there to play, he had trusted us. We took that trust and played as hard as we possibly could.
For the Magic City in San Diego, California, this is the 2nd annual Holiday Bowl.
Back in Lee Corso's time in Indiana, there were a lot fewer bowl games. So Lee's trip to the Holiday Bowl was a huge moment for the program and for Lee Corso.
And the ball is picked up by Wilbur, and downfield he goes. Nobody covered. It's a touchdown, Indiana.
We were winning by 1 point.
Looking and throwing back over the middle of Phillips. Scott Phillips down the sideline is knocked out of bounds, and with 49 seconds left to play, BYU is now in field goal range.
And BYU lined up for a chip shot, easy chip shot. And Father Jim Higgins, my priest friend for 10 years, was with me every single game. He was standing next to me. I looked over him and said, Father Higgins, God, it's up to you. It's you against 2 million Mormons. You can do it. He said, just a second. Okay.
Johnson will be kicking from the 17-yard line, making it a 27-yard effort. Angle at the hash mark. The kick is blocked by Indiana. Indiana has blocked the kick. I'm not sure who got a hand on the ball. Maybe nobody did.
Thank you, God. He said, you're welcome.
But what a Super Bowl game this was, as Indiana wins it by 1, 38-37.
That was a great moment for us and it was the first bowl victory ever for Indiana.
He kind of was a father figure to me. He took great interest in my life, not just my football.
Lee Corso is a human being who cares about human beings as much as he cares about Lee Corso.
I believe at the core of the longevity of the relationships that Dad's had with both players and broadcasters and friends and family is his authenticity.